I think that at the moment, people are thinking more long-term. They are thinking sort of battening down at home, and that they are not going to, you know, people who were thinking about moving, people who are having babies, who thought they would move to get that extra room, they're not going to do it now. They're going to find a way to make an area with screens, with temporary whatever, so that they're being more kind of thoughtful about how to adjust to the economy. But I don't think that people will ever want, especially now, people need the optimism and the possibility of change. Just even if they buy a pillow, a throw pillow, or if they buy a can of paint and they paint a closet, it just psychologically is uplifting to be able to say, I can do something to feel better, or I can do something that makes my family feel like, ooh, you know, it's not so bad.
When there was just radio and advertising was on radio, it was a different game than when television came along. And certainly what we're seeing is just a splitting of the pie. I think there's no doubt that there's a leaking of advertising dollars into the internet, and that's probably not going to change.
I actually think that, just to use Maxwell as an example, we have perfectly complementary experiences for the user. A magazine is an authority and sort of top-down. You are the ultimate grassroots experience. I mean, it's what I love about apartment therapy. It is this community of real people, and you name them. Nina, and I mean, everybody goes by first name. You know, a person might spend an hour, spends an hour or more with a magazine. A person probably spends 12 to 15 minutes at most on a website at any given point. I don't know if that's accurate for you, but it's probably in the 10 to 15 minute range. They're really complementary experiences, and they can totally coexist, and they should keep refining themselves to work together. Basically, the user controls the internet, and the editor controls the magazine experience. So they're really different. There is still this X factor to a photograph that nobody understands. It's a little like film and videotape. You know, they both depict exactly the same thing, but film is a warmer, more absorbing experience than videotape is. Videotape is energy and crackles and is live. And I think that's what people haven't, that's the difference to me between a photo on the internet and a photo in a magazine.
One of the things that we really look at is, does this avenue fit our brand, the way we want to present our brand? So one of the problems for us, as an example, is on the internet. I think they are still really figuring out how can the advertising look on the internet? How can it not be flashing banners?
It's generational. I think that you know, people who grew up with a hard copy, a magazine or a newspaper, still will enjoy that. If you're growing up at a time where you're getting your information online, then your relationship with the magazine or the newspaper will change. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't want that same content and that you're not going to be looking for that same layout and that same emotional connection to it.
I think there's one silver lining I'm hearing here, which is kind of important, which is that in this rapidly technological changing and extremely more competitive world in shelter media, when the recession ends, hopefully tomorrow, the survivors are going to be better than ever. The quality is going to go up. People are working harder than ever. The visual opportunities are expanding hugely. There's going to be more interactivity. It's great for advertisers. And when that pent-up demand, if I'm an example, it's there. When it comes back, it's going to be a terrific environment for shelter media.